So guys, now let's change the background for our game. So now here we need to add some new variable, public sprite, and here I'm going to say background. The next one will be private int current background. We could also call bg. So now private int I'm going to write max enemy to new background. Now in the top, because we want to get access to our image, we need to write using unityengine.ui. So now let's go down, make a new function. So but before I'm going also here, this one I'm going to make it public so we can change it depend on the scene that we have. Maybe in one scene we want 10 after 10 times that you kill the enemy, change the background, or 5 times or 2 times. So it's I'm going to make it public so you can change it for what so for how you want. Now here public void background check. Now inside, first we want to each time we are going to reduce one from it. So enemy max enemy to new bg minus equal to 1. Now I'm going to use another if function. So max enemies to new background. When it's equal to 0, then we want to set it back to the whatever it is. So max enemy new background is equal to maybe 5 or whatever we can do. I'm going to change actually this one to current, and instead here I'm going to change to write again public int max enemies to new background. So now here when the current enemies to new background is equal to 0, here the current enemy to new background is equal to max enemies to new background. So now easy we can set it. Here is also we need to change it to current. So that means here we are going, each time that we are going to kill the enemy function, we are going to call that function. We are going to reduce 1 from our current enemy new background. And then as soon as it's going to reach 0, we want to set it back to whatever that our max enemy background is. Now let's go up and also write a new variable, public image background image. Now here background image dot sprite is equal to background array background. So as a default, we are going to pick the 0 index. It is actually current background. So as a default, we are going to pick the index 0. As we see here, we have the list of our background, and then we are going to pick the number 0. So now in top of that, we are going to say if our current background, we are going to add 1 to it. Then as soon as it reaches the maximum of our list, so if current background is equal to background dot dot length, then we want to make the current background to 0 again. So now I'm going to save the script. I'm going to enemy script. Here when we are going to kill the enemy, as also we want to say game manager dot instance dot background checker. We are going to call that function. And each time we are going to call that function, we are going to reduce 1 from our current enemy to reach to the new background. And also when we change the background, we are going to add 1 to our current background. So guys, now I comment it so that, to make it easier for you to understand it. Now I'm going to save it and let's go and change it to test it. Also save here, save the both script. Here at our enemy controller, we need the background image and we are going to put the BG there. And now here max enemy to new background, going to put it at 3 times. After killing the 3 times the enemy, we should change the background. And here the background list, I'm going to put, let's go to the background, put for our background inside of that. So now let's play and check everything's work fine. So it's going to reduce it from instead of to add it actually. So let's go see here. Current enemy to background, I need to change it to plus because before I write the max enemy, that's why. Now because it's we have a current enemy, we need to add to our current enemy to reach to the max one. So now it should work fine. This is 1, 2, 3. Still didn't change the background. It's going to add 1 to it. So let's go. Let's see which part I made a mistake. So here we are going to add 1. So actually, guys, for this part, as soon as we are going to change the background, here if our current background is to the max enemies to new background, we want put it back to 0. So then if current background is equal to the maximum background to 0. Now let's check it. Now as you see, guys, it's work. So as soon as it's going to this number 2, number 3 is going to change. So everything's work fine, and our background work without any problems. Now I'm going to Game Manager. So now for here we need to say if it's reached to the max amount, then we want to put it back to 0. So I'll change the comment if you want to do that. Also now everything's work fine and the code is correct. So now save it. That is also the comment that has changed. And here you can also change it depending on your game, if you want 5 or if you want 1. If I put it that 1, every 1 times that we're going to kill the enemy, we are going to change the background. I'm going to maybe put it at 5. So now guys, see you in the next video.